Hey, hello, and welcome to the Lenten Inspiration Space. Today, friends, I want to do part 2 of the lesson that I did last week on pain, on the subject of pain. But today, I want to zoom into loneliness, the pain of loneliness. And my topic is entitled The Gift of Loneliness. Yes, I want to talk to all of you who are lonely and are finding themselves in a very deep, dark pit of loneliness. All my lonely people, please raise your hand. I'm here with you. I know. We joke about it, we laugh about it. But, well, I guess because the greatest medicine that we can ever give to ourselves is laughter of our problems and our pain and our suffering. But loneliness is a deep, big problem in our society for the human species today. And I want to revisit the issue of pain, but zoom into loneliness, because I think that I truly believe that there is a gift in the pain of loneliness. Because we look at loneliness and think about it in negative terms as a sign of you have been dumped, you have been abandoned, you are forgotten, you are all alone, and you are by yourself without no company, without no solace or anything like that, and you feel vulnerable and you feel out of power and strength, because loneliness can really be debilitating, can debilitate you almost to death. We have people that have died. We have graves that we can point because people became so lonely that they were depressed, and some of them took their lives. We have people today who are moving around as half human beings because they are walking dead. They are dead and yet alive. In Afrikaans, let's do it levendig. And it is a very deep thing and a very sad thing to be alive and yet dead, to just exist without any sense of purpose or power or vibration, all because you are lonely. And when you get into a space of loneliness, at least where I am concerned, I know the fact that you then go back in your mind, because loneliness takes you back in your past experience. You look for that someone in your mind, in your memory, that had once touched you and quelled the loneliness out of your heart and life. People, someone that made you to feel loved, that embraced you, that kept you busy, and that gave you meaning and purpose in life, and you really cherished and valued them because they gave you something that is of a deep longing in your heart. But when they are gone, then you are left alone, cold and lonely in your soul, in your heart, and in your life. And when you are in that lonely space, you go back into that memory and retrieve that person and begin to fantasize. And when we do that, it's a way of escaping out of the pain of loneliness. We are not dealing with it. You are merely postponing and reliving it for a moment by going into your fantasy world, and that's where you find solace. But the problem is that when you are doing that, you are like somebody who is dealing with symptoms of sickness, and instead of dealing with the source of what brings about that sickness. So today I want us to look at loneliness and ask a question. When you are feeling a pain of loneliness, what is the message that loneliness is trying to give you or tell you? Well, depending on the journey of your life, the history you've gone through, it might be pulling you back to some deep-seated need for affection and company, but sometimes it might lead to something deeper, something more than just a physical human being. It might actually be leading you to yourself. Leading you to yourself, because when you are lonely, sometimes it is because you have a deep need deep inside you. Your true self, the child in you, the gift in you is crying out, is drowning and lonely and feeling neglected, because God has placed deep within you a sense of purpose that is so powerful, and yet because you are not present, you are not conscious, you are not alert and aware, you are not present in your life. You are not present enough to listen to the message of your soul and the call of your loneliness. Your loneliness then says to you, please attend to your real you. Your real you, where you've got a call of God in your life, a purpose even, where your life is saying, I want you to do something more meaningful, something deeper, something that you relate to, that you connect to, something that makes life to be meaningful for you. And therefore it is a call to self. It is a call to your true self and saying, attend to yourself. Stop running out there and stop looking out there for solutions or for something that will cure your pain to a point where you are actually leading your life into a danger to the detriment of your own life. Because some of us, when we are lonely and suffering from this pain, we then begin to overeat. Some go on a shopping spree where we accumulate things that we do not need, because it gives you a relief momentarily. Some of us go to substance abuse and abuse alcohol and abuse drugs. Some of us think we can sex it out. And we indulge in sex and in multiple partners, and some of us are seeking external validation. We go around seeking to be loved and affirmed by others, and we make a responsibility of others to see something good in us, to affirm us and to embrace us. Some of us just withdraw and spend a lot of time alone, crying and sleeping and depressed. But if you can stop a little bit and then embrace your pain, your loneliness, and embrace and acknowledge it and say, yes, I am lonely. Yes, I am needy. Yes, I feel alone and cold. Then by doing that, you are opening yourself up to the embrace of God's love. By embracing your loneliness and your pain, you are opening yourself to the healing of God. The healing that only God can give, the healing that drugs will never give, the healing that a partner will never give, the healing that sex will never give, the kind of yearning that eating and shopping spree will never satisfy. If you go into yourself and embrace yourself and hear the words of scripture that says, nothing can ever separate us from the love of God. Neither angels nor demons, neither fears about today or our worries about tomorrow, not the height nor the depth. Nothing in heaven or on earth can ever separate us from the love of God. You are eternally loved. You are the beloved of God. You are the beloved son and daughter of God. God is saying to you, like he said to Christ in his baptism, this is my dear son, this is my dear daughter with whom I am pleased. When you listen to that message within your soul, then you begin to love yourself, because this loneliness is pulling you and calling you into your deeper self and calling you to yourself for you to know that you are loved and you will never be abandoned or nor forsaken, and you are passionately and deeply and eternally and extravagantly loved by the living God. Then you begin to love yourself, and when you love yourself, your soul becomes so bright that it attracts other people to love you in turn, and you begin to live your purpose. You begin to pick up the purpose of your life, and you begin to live the kind of life that will make you to be what God has blessed you to be. So loneliness is a gift in a sense that, one, it opens us up to the healing of God. Secondly, it calls us deep to ourselves. It reminds us that we are loved and we can love ourselves. Thirdly, it opens us up to the deep call of our lives. And when we are obedient and faithful enough to look at that call and embrace it, then we live a fulfilled life. Therefore, I say, loneliness is a gift. Listen to the message of your loneliness. God bless you.